inset for the porch. And those windows, I mean, everything, like I said, is being near exactly the same. So we'll walk in this way, and we'll walk up to the porch where you guys had your picture, well, your family people.
Mama's right behind you.
And obviously right in here is where they took the picture on the porch with whatever walkway they had. This is the threshold, the front door where he came to. So here is the map of the house right here. Here's your front door, and this is in the Minneapolis Tribune, and this is what we were really going by. Generally, the floor plan is doggone identical, because we have the porch, we're in the dining room, the parlor room, which was their, you know, good room, so to speak. The bedroom's in that corner, which we'll go to. The kitchen is over there. There was a chimney here, and then, of course, the other chimney that's supposed to be marked right here isn't, but the stove should have come down, I believe the chimney should have come down doggone center here and maybe split here and split into the bedroom. Somewhere in these 4 feet. Originally, when he came to the door that night, probably 10:30, 11 o'clock, and he was summoned to the door. So he got up just in his nightshirt and opened the door, and whoever was there had a 2x4, so that it was like almost 5 feet long. So if you're gonna club somebody with that, more than likely he's gonna, there was a struggle. It said there was a struggle. That stovepipe was knocked down. There was a struggle. Where did he lay? He got knocked out. Could have been right here. This is why we were always told that in the basement, looking up in this area, that is where the bloodstains were. We took apart the floor, and this particular part of the floor here, my grandpa put this floor in. This floor here was in the dining room, okay? And you see how it's really waxy? So if anything ever really seeped through, or the blood and stuff, it probably ran somewhere. So we're assuming that the blood ran through the floor and down in here. That is why we pulled this up to look at that. And their stains, are they that? We don't know, but it sure is a great story. The reason we know that this particular floor was on there was because of the nails, and the nails back then that's what they used. With those, yeah, yep. So that's the type of nails that they used back then. My grandpa went to use them in the 20s. There were 2 axes, and one was taken. Now, the guy, Mr. Boxell, was clubbed over there by the 2x4. I don't know where the 2x4 came, but the axe was brought into the house at some time. I don't know if there were 2 murderers. Nobody does, I guess. It'll be fun to listen to your stories. So he came into this room. You got to remember, it's like pitch dark. There's no lanterns. There's nothing in here. So how would he even know this is a bedroom if he's a robber?
Not unless he's already been here.
Yeah. So, and an axe, you know how big an axe is. You come in here and you start swinging, and you're going to lift that axe up, and apparently he was going to he used the blunt end of it at first, and he swung, and we remember our mom telling us that above this door frame there were axe marks in it, and it actually did say in here that there were, so that's an absolute fact. And then he went around the room. Now when you walk into the room, the bed was right in front of you, and the stove will be to your left somewhere. We don't know where exactly, but she was found to the left behind the stove. So I'm going to turn the light on, and you can just kind of walk in here quick, and I'll show you here's the chimney.
Or did she?
Right, did he actually go behind the stove and actually sketch her? It said there are 5 feet of blood right in here. But if the chimney came in, did it kind of drop over here to the center part of it? I don't know. You know how those stovepipes, they have that angle sometimes. So we pulled this paneling off. We thought it would be kind of fun for you guys to see, where the chimney did come in, and plus also us to find the door if it was there. Because I want to just read you really quick the part of what the Minneapolis Tribune said about the door, or coming into the bedroom, and that's why we believe they came in this way. It said, then came and this is after the inspection, and then came the inspection of the bedroom. The door was pushed aside. It was ajar. Above it was the mark of a blow in the frame. The door is pushed open, and the lantern reveals a sickening picture. I don't have my glasses on. They have the bed is empty except for tumbled and blood-stained covers. But in the opposite corner, to the left, behind the stove, fallen on her knees in a crouched position in a pool of blood which soaked the floor for a square of 5 feet, lay the young wife in her nightdress, beyond recognition. And then it also talks about marks in the floor all the way around in here. Excuse me.
She was probably looking, trying to get away from him.
So you guys can look around, then come on back on out again. Hello. Awesome. That's a huge house. It really was. I think that's massive back then. Well, yeah, but I mean, oh gosh, these were huge. We will read it. We got going on, but I don't believe it.
I think everyone's down.
Well, you guys seen that up top where they cut the carpeting over?
Yeah.
Well, this is how we kind of found that area. Here, right here is the.
Yeah, it looks like
Yeah, I
something.
think it's here. So that's basically it right there. That's how. You know, we didn't know all the story of all that, so this is all basically the best blood stain you could probably see is there. And inside there, if you look up, it's got another little ring. I don't know if I get the light on it or not. Yeah, see. So if you want to.
That could be it there, we're thinking, but the only problem is that tongue groove, that tight, like I cut out up there, was at about 4 inches like this, and it's really tight. So if you had a lot of blood, it probably wouldn't soak through. It'd probably sit on there unless it got to the crack and came around like this one did. So
And then it could show up anywhere because
there it is.
follows.
Yeah, and then
wicks
this one doesn't have the old 4-inch tongue and groove.
Yeah.
Like that floor does. So you would think if she had more blood loss, it would be a big round, you know.
Yeah, you'd find more evidence under here.
Right.
Yeah.
So, you know, we were gonna try to cut out a piece of wood for you guys here, but I didn't know where to go. I mean, I thought here, over there, over here.
Eeny, meeny, miny,
Yeah, well, basically.
And the house is so old, why disturb it any more than it's already been disturbed?
Yeah, basically.
You know, I mean, this is a history lesson.
Yeah.
For, you know, somebody who wants to be a detective, figure out the mystery.
Yeah, but you can't unless by hearsay.
Unless you get the actual photos
Yeah.
or more description of it, then you can start standing back and piecing it once you're in it. You can go, okay.
Yeah.
Because you know some of it's starting to show up with the behind the walls. You know they tried covering up as much as they could, but then also you start peeling away, and it's like there it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know things start popping up. And you go, okay, that makes sense now. This picture shows that and this, and they're going, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Throws all the other stories that we had out.
Right.
Now it's more here now.
Yeah.
Really interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's
So supposedly, according to you guys' writings and stuff, it should be right here, right? And that's what we were thinking. Because the stove would be right above your head. Well, here's the wall
somewhere in
right
there.
there. See that wire coming through?
Yeah.
That would be your wall up there.
So Sam, the fireplace or the chimney chase is right above you.
Yep,
Yeah, it would've
right
been
over the
right in
light
there.
is. Okay. So then she should be laying here according to what they've written.
Supposedly.
Yeah.
And
Again.
she went behind the furnace to hide, and that's where the
Yeah, I think
that's
she
where the
went
guns
behind
were.
the stove looking for someplace to hide where he couldn't swing.
Well, and that's where the guns were too, loaded guns. So,
Yeah.
but if you're 18 and you're in the dark, maybe you don't even know how to fire them.
Yeah,
Basically.
just
back
hoping
then,
it'd be
I
enough
think
to
they probably
discourage.
did,
Yeah.
Yeah.
because they would have had to been able to, go out and shoot dinner or,
Yeah. But it does
Yeah.
say that the bed was bloody, so maybe, she was hit once or twice over there and got to this side of the room.
and then just
Yeah,
collapse.
that's-
Basically,
that would
yeah.
explain all the X marks all over the room.
Yeah, that's right.
He was
yeah.
chasing her, or she, the person was chasing her, whoever it was, he or she.
Yeah, but Jean, we have our theory though.
Yeah, I kind of,
Well, there's all kinds of theories floating
my
around.
theory is the crazy son-in-law did it, Fred Keir.
The son-in-law.
Yeah, one of his sons-in-laws, not the one that they took to trial,
Okay.
and not the other two, it was a different one, he later killed his wife.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and the murder was very similar to William and Lydia. And he also, the guy also made mention when he was in jail that he knew more about his father-in-law's murder than anybody would have guessed.
But he wouldn't speak.
That's all he said.
Yeah.
So basically the motive was he married a younger girl, huh?
Yeah, supposedly they were worried about inheritance.
Oh, yeah.
That was the motive on the arrest warrant, so.
Oh, yeah.
Yet he supposedly had $600 in cash in his vest pocket, hanging on a chair. That
Yeah,
wasn't
right.
touched.
Yeah, I read that too, yeah.
And supposedly they found William's watch in the woodpile of Fred Keir.
Where's
Crazy
Fred
son-in-law.
live then?
Not too far away, I'm not
Fred-
sure exactly
Yeah,
where.
yeah.
North of
You
here,
go up
wasn't it?
here about a half mile.
Yeah.
And then you have to go over, it's on the original plat, about 1900, the plat.
Yeah, I got that,
it's-
but I don't
it's-
see no Fred on it
It's,
though.
I can show it to you.
Oh, okay.
But anyway, he's north, almost northeast of Howard Lake.
Oh, really?
So
Over there?
that farm up there is gone, it's a
Oh,
woods right
Keir
now.
though. That's
Keir.
what- Keir.
Yeah, Keir.
Fred Keir.
He married
Yeah.
I
He
never
was-
heard that
he
end of
was-
it, no.
He was in and out
Sarah.
of the.
Was Sarah,
Sarah
right?
House.
Oh, that guy. Now I know. I
Sarah,
seen a
right?
picture
Yeah,
of him
Sarah.
yesterday. That one lady had
And
it.
only
Okay.
the son's
He married
Tyler
Sarah Boxell
was the one.
Oh, right,
Tyler
yep.
was in love playing with her.
and killed
And
her.
killed her,
Killed her
right?
and a newborn child and left his toddler sitting on the bed playing in the mother's butt.
But that was
Wow.
2 years, that was 2 years later.
Yeah. and-
After this
and
murder.
The son wound up died in the asylum too.
Weird
Any
family.
wonder? Sarah played on the mother's butt.
Yeah, no kidding. Ain't a natural thing
Well,
to
we
do.
lived
you
in
know.
it, so.
He's buried in St. Peter. At the
Yeah.
I
hospital
mean, the
in
more and
St.
more
Peter.
detail you just know
the
about
devil?
the murders
Fred
in here,
Keir.
but then the more and more details come on, it's just.
The
Which
guy,
we had-
the
we
guy,
had
I
been going and going,
think, I
it's
don't know
like-
if it's.
We haven't
true or not.
found his gravestone yet because they were buried by number, not by name.
Yeah,
Huh?
So we haven't gone
Really?
to St. Peter yet and found out what number to look for.
Is that right? Okay. Another investigative thing you
Yeah.
gotta do.
Yeah.
I wonder if the reward is still valid.
Yeah.
$45?
No, $250 reward was posted
Oh, really?
by the governor of Minnesota for the apprehension of the person or persons responsible.
Oh, no kidding.
Wonder if it's still valid.
Unless, yeah.
Well, the thing is, it's hard to prove anything after
Yeah.
so many years.
I mean,
So guys
200
wanna
years.
head out, just kinda watch your step?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's get a psychic in here and.
Like Sylvia.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, she can tell you more.
Even
Yeah.
they may or may not come up with anything.
Yeah.
I was thinking of one other thing because the rest of these people just arrived. Julie, would you mind reading this one more time because they can't read it? And these have been restored by Julie and Glenn, and you explain your idea now to the others that are here too. Okay, we're gonna for the people who just
For
joined
people
us.
who weren't here earlier, this part of the headstone is so difficult to read, and my grandma Edith has the original funeral card, so we were able to verify or document what it says. And it says, "We miss thee from our home, mother, we miss thee from thy place. A shadow o'er our life is cast, we miss the sunshine of thy face. We miss thy kind and willing hand, thy fond and earnest care. Our home is dark without thee, we miss thee everywhere." And what we would like to do is take this so that it doesn't deteriorate anymore. We'll put it on a bronze plaque and attach the bronze plaque down.
Yeah, great idea.
Yeah.
And then we'll seal it so that the limestone doesn't continue to weather any further.
And Kevin said a really nice prayer, and we just.
I forgot it.
And I know. But anyway, so we just, said they're gone but not forgotten, and look at this wonderful family that they have produced without realizing it, and we're here and they're here, and then their daughter that was murdered her grave is right here, Sarah. She was murdered 2 years later. And then we also found out that Rachel has a headstone and a footstone, which is unusual, with And then the one right behind it is
That's Martha
Rach-
Nelson, and she would be Martha's stepmother.
stepmother, Martha Nelson.
Yep,
Yes.
and Martha
And her
had a
dad?
son from her